Good morning, students. So, today let's start our class by plotting a graph on GeoGebra. You may use a graph paper also for the same. Suppose a man is walking at a speed of 3 km per hour. So, accordingly, in 1 hour, he will cover a distance of 3 kilometers. In 2 hours, he will cover a distance of 6 kilometers. And in 3 hours, he will cover a distance of 9 kilometers. Let's plot these points on this Cartesian plane. In this Cartesian plane, so if the time is 1 hour, the distance traveled is 3 kilometers. If the time is 2 hours, distance traveled is 6 kilometers. And if the time is 3 hours, the distance traveled is 9 kilometers. If I join these points, what I'll get? On joining all these 3 points, I'll get a straight line which indicates that speed being constant with an increase in time, the distance covered is also increasing. So now let's consider some more situations. Suppose on your birthday you want to give toffees in your class and you want to give two toffees to each child in your class. But when you enter your class, you find a new admission in the class. So now definitely you will need more toffees. Let's consider one more situation. It takes you 30 minutes to reach your school when the speed of your bus is 40 km per hour and we are considering that your bus is not stopping anywhere at any stoppage. But today you want to reach in 25 minutes. That is 5 minutes early. So definitely you need to increase your speed because the distance is fixed. So what we can do, we can only increase our speed in that case. So in both these situations, what we find that in the first case, if the children are increasing in the class, you need more toffees. In the second case, if you want to reach early to your school, you need to increase the speed. Let's consider one more situation in which we have number of men employed and days to complete a work. Suppose two men can complete a particular work in 50 days, and if five men are employed, the same work can be done in 20 days. And if 10 men are employed, then it can be done in 10 days. And if 20 men are employed, then it can be done in 5 days. And if 25 men are employed, then in 4 days. And if 50 men are employed, then it can be done in 2 days and so on. So what we find with the increase in number of men employed, the time taken or the days to complete the work is reduced. So, with the increase in one quantity, the other quantity is decreasing. So, it is also a change. Now, can you give another name for the word change? Yes, it can be fluctuate, alter. Yes, any other? Yes, it can be vary also. So, yes, vary is one of the synonyms. So, we may call it as variation. So, students, will be starting with our chapter Direct and Inverse Variation today. Now, look at these images. With the increasing force, we can move an object at a higher speed. Now, more the temperature, higher will be the pressure in the pressure cooker. More the weights attached to the spring balance, more will be the elongation of springs. So, with the increase in one quantity, the other quantity is also increasing. Friends, you all are aware of pi. You did it in 7th standard. So, here I'm having a circle, and if I increase the circumference of the circle, the diameter is also increasing. And if I decrease the circumference, the diameter is also decreasing. And every time the ratio of circumference to diameter is 3.14, which is approximately equal to pi, a constant. So here also, with the change in circumference, the diameter is also changing, but there is one more point added to it, that is the ratio of circumference to diameter is a constant. Let's perform an activity based on golden rectangle, that is a rectangle with the ratio of length and breadth as golden ratio, which is 1.6, also denoted by phi. We can construct a rectangle with breadth as 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit and 5 unit, and correspondingly we'll find out the length by constructing the golden rectangle using these steps. And after constructing the rectangle, completing the rectangle, the golden rectangle, we'll find out every time the ratio of length to breadth will be 1.6, a constant. That is, the ratio of length and breadth of a golden rectangle is a constant phi, or the golden ratio, or 1.6. Finally, what we conclude is that if two quantities increases or decreases together in such a way that their ratio remains a constant, then they are said to be in direct variation. So we may draw a mind map for the same. That is, we observe the two quantities x and y. They may increase together or decrease together, or one may increase, the other may decrease. But if they are increasing or decreasing together, then there may be two cases. The ratio of both the things might be a constant, or the ratio might not be same every time. So if the ratio is same every time, then it is a case of direct variation. That is, in case of direct variation, we have x upon y equals to k, where k is a constant.